Sibilance.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Sibilance.
Sibilance? I don't know what it is.
Syllabus.
Syllabus? We're in college?
Does
Syllabus?
Does
Syllabus?
anybody have the syllabus? I lost mine.
Yeah.
There's only that one person. It's like, can you email me that
Right.
syllabus?
We're starting it off fresh here with the show.
You know,
DJ
that's how we do.
CJ and Ronaldo.
Yo.
Welcome back, everyone. This is part 3 of the inaugural broadcast.
Let me get comfortable here because
Yeah.
that's important.
Yes, it's always important to be comfortable in anything that you do. That's a life nugget right there.
I like that one.
That's
I was actually telling DJ CJ that I had to put my socks on because my feet were getting cold.
Yeah, you don't want.
I wasn't getting cold feet.
Yeah, right.
But my feet were getting cold.
Right. You don't want cold feet.
No.
In any instance.
That
literal
means
or
you're
figurative.
not comfortable in the
Yeah.
situation. Then you gotta
Exactly.
start
That's right.
thinking about what you're doing.
That's right. So on this episode, we're gonna do a little bit more of Ronaldo, get him more acquainted with the fans, because the last couple have been me just kind of telling stories. So it's Ronaldo's turn.
Well, let me advertise myself a little bit. Let's
Sell yourself.
If you want to get acquainted with me, just so you know, very handsome guy.
Yeah.
I have Spanish blood and an
Ruggedly handsome, I would
winning smile.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like the ruggedly. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
You know, how do you get more rugged? If you had that question, if it ever crossed your mind, I just put my face through dirt.
Yeah.
Because it's already handsome, but
Right.
gotta add the ruggedness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A beard helps.
Beard. Dude, you have a really nice beard. My beard, see, mine doesn't come in fully all the way.
Yeah.
So it just kind of looks. It doesn't look scraggly.
Yeah.
But it looks kind of shadowy, I guess.
But that's sometimes that's what you need for that ruggedness. Is just because I've honestly got the homeless guy beard right now.
Dude, nobody's ever commented on my beard though.
Yeah. But it's because it's not there. It's not like it's attracting attention to your face. It's just it's like it adds to the ruggedness.
Some color to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being ruggedly handsome is quite difficult.
Yeah. Is it a pain? Is it what kind of obstacles do you find in life being so claiming to be so ruggedly handsome?
Not claiming.
Yeah.
Well,
you're so
allegedly handsome.
Yeah.
You can figure that out by yourself. But I get a lot of attention, and then again, I don't get a lot of attention because people don't seem
afraid.
They're afraid. They're intimidated
Yeah.
by the handsomeness.
It's possible.
Especially the height.
Yeah,
People are
okay.
intimidated by the height.
Yeah.
And girth.
Are you of your stature? So you're saying you're larger than life?
Of my person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not a very tall person, but you're saying your personality makes you appear taller. Is that what you're saying?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's humongous. I can barely fit in this room. Let's address the pink gorilla.
Is it a gorilla? I thought it was an elephant.
I want to make it a gorilla.
Okay.
Remember, I'm rugged.
Well, you know what?
Elephants are very.
If it's
majestic.
big and it's in a small room, I think it can be anything that elephant, gorilla in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you want. Those two are big creatures, but you got to shout out to Harambe for those who follow social media
Yes.
trends.
Yes, poor Harambe. R.I.P.
So yeah, that was the silence for
that was the 1 second
for
silence.
Harambe. Anyways, I don't follow a lot of social media trends.
No. I only follow social media trends as far as I read the news on Bing, but I only get that because we were talking before about the Bing searches and getting the points.
Get the points.
Yeah.
Sign up for Amazon.
Yeah.
Get a gift card.
Yeah, $5 gift card.
Buy your people some gifts.
Yeah. $5 can go a long way on Amazon.
Yeah, but you don't buy it for OPP.
No. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not down with that.
Not down with OPP.
You know me. Okay, Ronaldo here on the show.
How's it going?
Yeah, I always thought J Dog was a bit of a wild card, but Ronaldo can be a bit of a wild card too.
Like I said, I think one time you mentioned I mentioned something and you said, "What kind of jungle is this? What kind of zoo are you coming from?"
Right.
Because I'm telling you, like, once the Ronaldo boat starts going,
yeah,
it just sails.
Yeah, it just keeps
I
going.
mean, it can get into some murky waters.
Yeah,
like
the Bermuda Triangle kind of thing.
It'll get lost, but it'll come back. It always comes back.
A funny story, just real quick. To tell you, Ronaldo. I always thought Ronaldo was spelled Reynaldo. Now, how is it actually spelled?
Ronaldo.
It's Ronaldo, not
Ronaldo.
Reynaldo. I always thought it was Reynaldo.
Well, you say it how you want.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ronaldo
Yeah.
because that's what I had in mind.
Yeah.
You guys, because DJ CJ puts us on the spot, right?
Yeah.
What are your nicknames gonna be?
Right.
Because DJ CJ already had a name.
Yeah, I had
He
DJ
was set.
and I put them on blast. I
Yeah.
was just like, and J Dog, I gave him that nickname.
So yeah.
Joey's just like, I want to be a baby kangaroo. And we're not being a baby kangaroo, Joey.
Tame it down.
Yeah.
Tame it.
Bring it down, wild card, and call him J Dogs. Yeah. So.
And then, yeah. You effectively destroyed his creative freedom.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that with J Dog, that's what you got to do.
Just shut it down.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta you just gotta shut that down because it will go off into outer space if you don't.
But it'll come back.
Right. So go on with the story.
Well, the story was
Yeah.
each of us pick our own nicknames.
Yeah.
Cabana Boy Roy also had his personality. He was all set up.
Yeah.
So I think he does assignments. I don't know where he's at right now.
Yeah.
Last time he was in Guam.
I think he's in Lake Titicaca today.
Oh, now he's in Lake Titicaca.
Yeah.
He's
Great
sipping on that water.
Yeah.
Heard it's a gem.
It is. Lake Titicaca fresh water is the best water you ever taste in your life.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to it. He already had his nickname.
Mm.
Now you're putting me on blast, like you said, and now Ronaldo has to somehow manifest itself into reality, and you're getting a piece of it right now.
Yeah. So where did Ronaldo come from? Where did that? What's the genesis? Because we know the genesis of DJ
You
CJ.
probably know this. I mean, do you follow soccer at all?
Oh, is it the soccer player?
I never do.
Okay.
But when you said you got to create a personality, I thought of the most like the sex symbol of the world of European and soccer, and I was like, okay, you know what? Ronaldo's gonna be my.
There you go.
That's who I'm gonna embrace. But I look nothing like him. I'm a lot better looking.
Okay. And that goes back to your time that you spent in Europe, right?
Actually, no.
No. Okay.
But it helps.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I just thought of something. What would I aspire to?
Right.
Not necessarily aspire to, but let me correct myself. Just when I walk into a room, what would Ronaldo?
What would Ronaldo? What would
like his
WWRD? What would Ronaldo do?
His magnetic attraction of some sort, and that's what I wanted to capture. Not necessarily the physical aspects, but the magnetic qualities of this over the, what's it called?
Over the top personality.
Over the top. Yeah. Bigger than the world.
Larger than life.
Larger than life.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Okay. So now how does that do you bring any of Ronaldo into like your work? I mean, at Bose, you got to sell.
I have a very specific time frame.
How much does Ronaldo bring into selling and interactions at work?
It comes up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm Ronaldo, but there are moments when I capture this feeling, and it's just like I'm on fire.
Right.
You pick up that little star when you're driving around in Mario Kart.
Right. Yeah.
And you're just like blasting through everything. That's
Ronaldo.
That's full on 100%, 110% Ronaldo.
Okay.
Like nothing can stop him.
Right.
And it's hilarious for me. It's impressive. I either get sales done. I feel really good about myself. I'm confident. I'm almost boasting.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's it.
Sometimes that's what you got to do it. I mean, if you're not proud of what you're doing, you shouldn't be what you're doing what you're doing. That's a life nugget right there.
Soak it in, guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
We're guys and gals. We're giving you a lot of life nuggets today.
Yeah.
On the show.
We're feeling abundant, so we're just giving them out.
Yeah.
We're not being stingy about the life nuggets.
We were pretty stingy in the last couple episodes, I think.
Yeah. Where are you operating off of abundance right now?
Off of what?
Abundance.
Abundance of
everything. Life, energy.
I just what I do? I go with the flow. That's what I do. I'm like on a river, and I just see where the river takes me.
You don't ever say set a course?
I don't set a course. I just I'm at the top of the river, and I just let myself flow down to the bottom of the river, and then once I'm done, I go walk up back to the top of the river and flow back down again. But it could be a different river. There's a lot of you can't really see what I'm doing here, but it's like one of those things where there's a mouth and it spreads off into a bunch of little tributaries.
But you always have to go back up. And when you say that the floating down is the easy part and going up is the hard part.
Yeah, because floating down, you just going with the flow. You're just seeing where the river takes you.
So you're reaping your benefits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For your hard work.
Yeah. And now you have to go back to the top, and you have to think, okay, what am I going to do to get, down to the next river? And the going back to the top is thinking of the material, the topic, and then once you have the topic, you flow down the river. Just go with the flow.
You seem like you have a lot of knowledge on this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my approach. I have a very artistic approach to a lot of things, even though I'm not very artistic in general.
Got it.
Cooking, for example, I'll follow a recipe, but I'm very liberal with the ingredients.
Here's what Ronaldo does.
What's Ronaldo do?
He washes potatoes, carrots, and chicken, throws it into a pot with water, and boils it.
That's it?
Yep.
No recipe, you just...
That's what I did.
Do it. Yeah.
And that's
Ronaldo.
That's what Ronaldo does.
So now...
When he cooks.
That's Ronaldo. Now what I do when I cook, I find a recipe, and then I just make it my own. So that's like, I find the river, and then I just flow down the river. I find the recipe, and then I just flow with the recipe.
Have you ever thought of carving a river? Saying, I'm going to carve this...
Isn't that what we're doing here? Isn't that the show? Isn't that carving the river out? Right?
Wouldn't...
I think carving
Excuse me, guys.
Yeah, it's the...
It's my stomach.
It's very loud. The... Pause for dump truck break, or garbage truck break here.
That's all I got on this side.
This one here. For public services. There we go.
It's a little better.
Yep. All right. So back to no, I think carving a river is. You can carve the river, but then it's more.
Oh, but you asked me, isn't this carving the river? But I was thinking, isn't this also like hiking yourself up again?
So actually, let's to be clear about what this. The river is already there. From my perspective, when I'm doing this, the river's already there. There's no necessarily carving any rivers. I hope this dump truck doesn't.
Oh, it's gonna come back.
Yeah. Oh, I just see it going down the thing. I hope it doesn't hit my car or anything. Anyway, it's. I don't know. I saw a car parked on the other one, but so anyway, going back to it don't look like it did anything. Going back to the river analogy. I don't really see this as carving the river, really. When hiking back to the top, hiking to and finding the river is, the journey of finding the topic. And then you just kind of float down the river, and that's how I see it, and I just go with the flow. Now, whereas I think Ronaldo, it's more of a, I'm just setting a course this way, and we're seeing what happens. I've got these ingredients and I'm moving. That's the way it seems to me. Is that there's
no end point.
No, there's no end point. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that with Ronaldo, it's just like, let's just go and see where this takes us.
But you also found that approach. When DJ CJ got here to the studio, he was like, I asked him if he wanted coffee. The first thing he said is, "Okay, so are you ready?"
Yeah.
So that sounds like it too.
Yeah. And because I already had the rivers kind of. I had an idea of where some rivers were, and now we're just floating down one of them. The parts 1 and 2, we floated down another. We floated down the Heathcliff River.
That was a very deep river.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because we got into some really we were talking about getting it monetized. And you're not getting the money, but you're thankful that you got a lot of views on it.
That's right.
Yeah. As far as I go,
how would you feel about that?
I don't know. I haven't lived it.
Yeah.
I
gotta live the life.
It has not happened to me.
Yeah.
What have I lived through? I've lived through more in life situations, dealing with other people physically. Yeah. Nobody coming by and saying, "I'm going to take some money," and then
and just
for something that I made.
Right.
I did, however. I got a message from assistant. What's your name?
Studio manager. Studio manager Claudine. What's the studio? Are we running short on time?
All right. Let's see. No, I do not have the green key.
Oh, what?
Key.
Oh, what, the manager key or something?
Yeah, I guess they're looking for a key.
No, okay.
But I don't have keys.
Yeah, you don't?
I have a master key.
So, which key are they looking for?
A green key.
Oh, a green key. Not I thought they were looking for the store key. I was like, you should have a store key, right?
That's how I open the store. I just Jimmy rig it.
Right.
Fine.
I remember on my last day at that store, which, that wasn't my last day with Bose, but I guess I'll get into another one. My last day at that store, I was closing. why they scheduled me to close on my last day. I don't know, but
that's ridiculous. 'Cause you have to give stuff back.
It was the key. They really only had to give the key back. And so on my last day, I said, it's Chris, store manager there. I was like, what do you want me to do with the key? You know, do you want me to give it to someone? You know, what do you want me to do? Yeah, just slide it under the door.
Are you serious?
That's what he said. Yeah, just slide it under the door. I was like, okay.
Was he joking? Come on, man.
I don't know, but you know what I did is I slid it under the door.
And it fit.
It barely. I got it. So I got it kind of under the door, right, just enough to where it was still coming out of the door a little bit, and then I gave it a kick. So the part of the key was out, and I was just hoping that I looked under the door. I was like, I hope there's enough room here. I was like, I guess so. I think I'm gonna give this a swift kick. I think Savannah was closing with me at the time. She can corroborate this. Whoever's closing with me, they can corroborate.
We don't have a personality for this person, but
no. But anyway, I just put it there and I just give it a kick, and just boom goes in there and like ricochets off one of the pods, but it's just laying there, you know, in the middle of the floor.
Wow.
To which I was like, I called Chris and like the next day, I'm like, did you find the key? He's like, yeah, I got it. But I'm just glad that I didn't need anything from inside the store after I locked it. You know, I had no way of getting back in there.
That was your last day.
That was it. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Ronaldo's pleased.
I'm glad I pleased Ronaldo. So more into Ronaldo. Let's get back into Ronaldo.
Cool.
You know, so Ronaldo, what do you bring to the table?
In terms of besides it, I hope to bring some sort of inspiration.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, is inspiration. Just finding that topic and then being able to just go on a roll with it. And
if you allow me to be honest, though,
yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's not easy when you start participating and acting out your actual persona.
Yeah,
because then you not only do you attract what that persona attracts, but you also attract. Let me break it down for you.
Okay,
you attract positive things and negative things.
Right.
You just attract. Period. So
you attract everything that personality was going to attract.
Yeah, whatever it is, and
good or bad.
You know, I personally may not be prepared to be attracting
all that attention,
all the energy, all the attention.
Right.
And so that's when the filter kicks in, and okay, now are you either going to stick with this personality or what am I going to do?
Well, everything has to evolve. I mean, that's you know, as you know, we get into more of this, you know, it always evolves, and it has to evolve, because if you don't evolve, you die. You know, look at the guys that in the turn of the century that were selling whips for horses for stagecoaches.
The whip definitely evolved out of horses, though.
Yeah, but they stopped. You know, there were people that made that, and they just continued making it even when there were cars. You know, and there were no more need for horse-drawn carriages. Wow. But there were these people that kept making horse whips. What they do, they went out of business because they weren't ready to evolve into cars. They could have taken that leather and made it into like a belt for the car or something like that, you know, something that the car needed. No, they just went out of business because they weren't ready to evolve. And like just like that, you know, any character, anything on the show, you know, a DJ CJ, a Ronaldo, even a Cabana Boy Roy has to evolve. You can't just have that one dimension. You know, it's got to be something.
But you've heard of Crabs in a Bucket, though.
Yeah, no, I haven't. What's Crabs in a Bucket?
It's not a Mattel game.
Okay.
It's not a board game.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, you know, we can play Crabs in a Bucket. It's not fun.
Mousetrap. I have a copy right here.
Mousetrap? Oh, it's a good game.
No, I don't.
I could never get it to work.
But I never played. I just dropped a little ball and then that's it. But, Crabs in a Bucket. Say you are the same person. You exist with different people, and they know you. Say everybody at a store, and then you start changing, or you, like you said, evolving.
Right.
You stop making the whips and you start making convertibles for a car.
Right.
And people are going to say, well, they become the crabs in a bucket. You start finding a way out of the bucket.
Okay.
And the crabs are like, hey, that's not you. Yeah. Like, come back. And they start pulling you back in. And so they don't allow you to evolve.
Right. And that can happen sometimes.
And what I would like personally, and if maybe you say, well, what does Ronaldo want?
Yeah. What does Ronaldo want?
A little swift kick in the ass wouldn't help, you know, every once in a while. You can't. I can't become Ronaldo without the, kick in the ass.
So you want to be the crab in the bucket that, you know, there's a lobster in there that says, hey, you do you, and kicks you out of the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want to be kicked out of the bucket.
What?
Into it.
Yeah. You want to be kicked out and involve.
Yeah. I mean, of course there's a feeling of wanting to become a better version of yourself,
right.
or just be something that something else.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
Whatever that may be. Yeah. I don't know.
So tell us about Bose.
What do you want to know about Bose?
Tell us about Bose, because I we have I know everything that happened when I was there. So tell me your experiences now after I left. How has that been evolving?
My experience?
Yeah.
Well, besides the obvious responsibilities that were added on,
right?
There are, now I'm closing the store. Now I'm opening the store.
Yeah.
How is that? I found out I like opening the store.
Yeah. Don't like closing it?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
No. But it depends if you're closing it with, who you're closing it with, what kind of customers you get.
Right.
But I definitely prefer opening up the store.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be the case.
Do you get a lot of opening shifts, or do you feel you get more closing shifts? It
changes.
I feel you probably get around like 3 to 4 closing shifts a week.
A lot.
Yeah.
It changes because I used to get a lot of opening shifts, which I enjoyed.
When you were lead, or before?
I'm still lead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean like before. I'm saying like while you were lead, have you gotten a lot of opening shifts, or do you get a lot more closing shifts?
It's changed. Yeah. Now I get closing, but that doesn't deter me from saying, hey, I if I want to speak up, like this is enough.
Yeah.
I want to get more opening shifts. I can definitely bring that up.
Yeah, because I feel
I haven't.
You'll find I think there that you'll get a lot of closing shifts.
Absolutely.
Just because you're dealing with 2 people that have been there for so long that they've probably closed more times than everyone in that store combined. Everyone
who's been in and out.
Yeah. So they don't.
They know the game.
They know how to close, and they've had enough of it. I'm sure.
I can't blame them.
Yeah. I never really minded closing, honestly. I never had a huge problem with it. I liked closing. I actually, in some instances, I preferred closing because I got to sleep in.
The next day, unless you're closing and then opening.
What they call in the business a clopen. Always the worst. My favorite is open one day, off the next day, close the next day after that.
Oh, beautiful.
It's like you have 2 days off.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
2-day weekends though, in the middle of the week.
Yeah, those are good.
Also very nice.
Yeah, definitely good. Also
allows me to work on myself.
Yeah. Also good to work on a Sunday. Close early on Sundays.
Those are always nice too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a surprise. Like, oh, you know what? Oh, it's in 2 hours. Earlier.
If it's the summertime, the sun might still be out.
Still go and enjoy. Something. If
it's winter, it's already dark. Like 2 hours into your shift.
4 o'clock. I just got here, guys.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. They can't be dark right now.
No.
Crazy how it gets dark so soon, and then just like it feels like it's nighttime.
It just lasts.
Yeah.
For forever.
Yeah, and you feel just like, oh my god, it's so late, and it's like 7 o'clock at night. So, oh my god, it's been dark for like 3 hours by that point.
Starting to nod off.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Right.
Cabana Boy Roy, by the way, brought in some tea from who the hell knows where.
Yeah.
And that was great.
Guam. Was it Guami tea?
I don't know, man, but it was good.
Yeah.
Definitely, I felt the buzz after drinking some of that tea.
I brought in some. I stopped and visited the guys there, and I brought in some chocolate-covered potato chips.
Dang, they lasted about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
No, days. 2 days.
2.5 days. Hours.
Done.
Yeah. Were they good? I didn't get a chance to try any of them, but were they good?
Yeah, they were. I had some the first day, and then when I went there the second day, opened it up, empty. I was like, oh wow.
Glad they were enjoyed.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll speak for everybody there.
Christmas present for the store, I feel like I owed it to you guys.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it was. It's right now though. It's good to have time off. It's good to relax. It was.
Have you gotten more in touch with DJ CJ?
I've been more in touch with my video game side, I think, than anything. More in touch with my YouTube side, watching these. I've been watching a lot of podcasts and watching people talk and tell stories, and I think that's probably why I've gotten into. I've gotten the bug, the podcast bug. You always get a bug. So at least that's with me. I'll see something and I'll get a bug.
Something that yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like I got a bug for boxing
and
MMA things like that. So that's just on my side.
Right.
But what I have noticed, because I've also been listening to podcasts, like I said, I was listening to Howard Stern for a little bit, and other people. There's actually podcasts from people that are very connected to the MMA world.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a part of it per se. They don't participate in the sport,
right?
But they happen to sometimes talk about those like topics,
right?
And then they're comedians.
Yeah, okay. And
at night,
and you know, sometimes I wonder too, you know, like how do the MMA fighters feel about those people? You know, outsiders.
They talk to them.
Yeah,
they have them on the show,
yeah.
and I mean, as far as the show goes, they look nice, but I don't know when they go home, they're
right.
like,
And it's like
this guy doesn't know shit.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, and I think it's different with like the wrestling industry, you know, where you have people like outsiders trying to talk about it when it's very secretive, like the way it's booked, the way they plan things out. You know, you don't really know.
They don't talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you get wrestlers that'll talk about it now. Of course, but you don't. You have to separate fact from fiction. You know, because not everyone's going to in life. Everyone is going to give their version of what happened, their perception, their spin, their bias on the events. Now, if you get enough people with the same story, yeah, it's probably true, you know, the way it's been told, especially if there's two opposing viewpoints on something like, you know, this guy kicked this guy's ass and they both say it happened the same way. Then yeah, it's probably true. You know, if the guy whose ass got kicked is saying it the same way as the guy who kicked his ass, then yeah, it's true. But then a lot of times you don't have that. You gotta have the guy that's trying to, like, you know, make themselves out to be not quite as much of the, you know, the guy that got run over, you know.
Dude, you're trying to save your dignity. It's like, hey, I got, you know, you got a few kicks in there, like.
But there's a lot of guys though that'll be just like, you know what, I've got my, you know, I've listened to like a lot of these guys. It's just like, what's the worst that you can do to me? You can kick my ass, you know, if they get into a fight. You know, it's like I've had my ass kicked so many times it doesn't even matter. You know, it's just like they don't care. You know, it's just, you know, it's nice to see that like some of these people, well, at least they claim to be able to set aside their pride.
You take it like a man.
Yeah,
that was it. You did your best. And you'll do better next time.
Exactly, and that's all you can do. You know?
Yeah. So. And if you give up after that, like I actually ran into this lady into a parking lot before one of my shifts. And I don't know how we got into this conversation, but she said, it doesn't matter, and this is something you've heard probably your whole life, Rocky, you know, it doesn't matter that you went down. It's about getting back up.
Right. She
specifically said it's about how you get back up.
Right.
So it's not just getting back up, but it's getting back up with more.
Yeah.
With some sort of like, I'm going to do better.
Yeah. Because if you just get back up, you don't remember how you got knocked down.
You're going to get knocked down.
You're going to knock down again. Exactly.
And that could always happen.
Right.
You just gotta.
But then you have to keep trying to learn. Trying. You know, I mean, if you don't learn the first time, you know, by the fourth, fifth time, maybe eventually you'll learn. But as long as you do learn, that's the most important.
So it's
part.
Like those crabs pulling you down.
Yeah.
You just skip the crabs that'll pull you down. You go to the crabs that are gonna push you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Up and out, and then into a bigger bucket.
And hopefully not into the frying pan, but you know,
into a bigger bucket.
Until
and even so, then you just transcend.
Yeah, eventually you're transcending buckets, you know, and you're just going into the ocean.
And then you're free.
You're free, yeah, exactly.
To the cosmic ocean.
Yes.
But looping it back to comedians.
Yes.
Because I was talking about podcasts, and we were talking about podcasts. Right. Since I've been listening to it more, because comedians, they have bits.
Right.
Which are scripted. They're dialogue. They're not all just free roaming
and that's,
thoughts.
Yeah, stream of thought, which is a lot of what the way I roll with it is the stream of thought. You know, like I said, flowing down the river kind of thing. Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that I'm having more experience with people. Like having you here is wonderful.
Right.
Because I can actually now I can like a mirror. I can get some instant feedback.
Yeah.
Instant feedback.
Right.
And I was watching this dude. The more you spend time with people, you start learning their bits.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have a friend who tells a story, right? The second time I heard the story, I was thinking, wow, that would have been a great joke. Because now I'm starting to see it from a scripted point of view.
Right.
And comedic timing.
Right.
And parts of the story, you said you're kind of analyzing stories. So I'm thinking, wow, if he would have, the punchline would have been great there. Or you put like that part before the punchline. You're thinking,
move it around, yeah.
What's the punchline?
Yeah.
Understanding the audience and
right
yeah that's all I have, man. I don't know if you've done that, and have you applied it to like real life situations?
I mean, as far as like that kind of stuff goes, not so much. Like I said, I've always been more of that stream of consciousness, free thought kind of person, you know. When it comes to certain things, like when I was selling at Bose, let's just say that as an example, you know, I would take things and I would if something worked, you know, when I was talking to a customer, I might use it again. But again, you know, you have to use it, you know, in the right situation. You know, not everyone is going to react to the same joke the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So like one guy, you might make a joke and say like something, and they'll be like, that's funny, you know. Or you might say something and like, actually, here's a perfect example. One time, from a selling example, I was your story time again.
Hey,
story time with DJ CJ.
Let's go.
Featuring Ronaldo. So I was what do you call it? I was selling this guy was looking for computer speakers, right? And I like my go-to song almost I always use for demo is a song called, what is it? It's by Steve Miller Band, Abracadabra. And you know, as Ronaldo has worked with me, he probably has heard that song quite a few times.
I do recognize the album cover.
Yeah,
the album cover gets me.
So I've played Abracadabra quite a few times, and then but for this guy, something about the situation just was like, you know what, I'm gonna play something else, and I played "Hold the Line" by Toto, and he just made this instant connection. He's like, I love this song. He's like just and the song itself really demonstrated and brought out the speakers. And I was thinking to myself as I was trying to choose a song, you know, Abracadabra brings out the speakers, and you know, Hold the Line by Toto, you know, it also really brought out, there was a lot of, you know, like Hold the Line, there's a lot of like depth to that song, and he just like really connected with it. And he's like he you know, a certain amount of it I'm sure is just he wanted the speakers in general, but he's just like, you know, that song was perfect, I'm getting them, and he bought them like just like that.
That must feel great.
Yeah, I was just like, it was a pure example of picking the right song for the right person at the right time, and he bought it, you know. And it's the same thing, you know, you got to find the right bit for the right person, right audience at the right time, and they'll buy it, you know. And that's just it seems like a basic principle of
well, you got to be very observant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see where they're coming from.
Yeah,
because what did you see in that guy that you said, I'm not gonna play?
I don't know. You know, sometimes it's just that intuition.
You picked up on that.
Yeah, just like you just feel like, you know what, I want to play something different. I'm going to go with something a little bit different this time. Let me look through what I've got here and find something that's a little bit different, but still has that, you know, it still has to have that depth, you know, that, you know, the kind of qualities that you're looking for to really shine on a set of good speakers. Mm-hmm. You know, arguably, you know, people, you know, quote unquote audiophiles will argue whether or not those are, you know, Bose are actually good speakers.
Be that as it may, you're selling a product.
And to someone that wants that, you know, brand. You know, so yeah, it was, you know, it felt great to be able to do that.
Wow. How are you changing people's lives now?
Now through the podcast, it's what it is. It's about, you know, relating these stories and, you know, bringing out these life nuggets, because I wouldn't be able to bring out a lot of these life nuggets if it weren't for, you know, Ronaldo over here, you know, being able to riff off of each other, you know, because you can sit in front of a microphone and talk about something all day long. It could be interesting, but once you add that other personality into it, has a whole nother dimension.
It's a dimension, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, at the beginning, I was feeling a little bit out of dimension.
Yeah.
You know, it's become more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I feel very appreciative. Yeah. You know, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
So again, like I said before, hopefully someone will eventually be able to listen to this. You know, they'll enjoy it. It's like I said, as long as one person enjoys what we're doing here, I've done my job.
Dude, well, now it's at least two.
Yeah. At least two people.
At least two people.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun. So we're having fun, and we just hope that everyone has fun with us, enjoys the ride, enjoys the show, enjoys listening to this.
Tag along.
Yeah. Come along for the ride, everyone. DJ CJ and Ronaldo here in the show. We're gonna cut it here, I think, though, because we're running overtime. We're in 5 minutes overtime almost.
Yeah, we don't cut checks for that.
Yeah, no, because we don't get paid over 30 minutes.
No, we're not getting paid. This is just for the love of it.
Yeah, it's for the love of the game. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed a little bit more of Ronaldo on the show this time. Hello. I did tell a story, but you know, I got to tell a story every time, I guess.
Yeah, I'll try to get some stories in there.
Yeah, like we said,
I'm still working on the storytelling craft.
Yeah, like I said, it's part of that color commentary versus play-by-play sort of thing. You know, storyteller versus the reaction to the story. Mm-hmm. I think that's where we're at right now, anyway. So,
I mean, I would like to also be productive.
Yeah, no, you.
I mean, we are being productive,
Yeah.
but also
Contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just have to get loose.
Yeah. You need to
and
get
really
like
start
like a fifth of Jack.
Going wild and creating something.
Yeah.
Inventing.
Yeah, Jack and Coke, you'd be good.
No. No. Maybe. I don't know.
So yeah, like I said, thank you guys for listening. Comment, like, subscribe wherever we are if you can. This will probably end up being on multiple platforms, honestly. So I'll try to get it out to as many people as we can so people can enjoy this.
Yep.
Ronaldo, closing thoughts?
Jack and Coke, evening podcast.
Gets done.
Hopefully, I go on assignment too.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get us all on assignment with Cabana Boy Roy.
We could do some research, come back with something.
Yeah.
Share.
Go
out and find stories.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Interview. Find out the word on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. You guys have a great day. And thank you for listening to DJ, CJ, and Ronaldo on the show.